Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Lewis's vlog. And we started the week off with a floor press. Then of course he goes over to the rest of his max effort day, which is mostly just bench pressing, rows, and arm work. Again, I keep it very, very simple. He is of course cutting at the moment. And again, he's not having a lot of fun with the cut. And this kind of, raises the point, and it's something a lot of guys find out the hard way. They see it advertised to get lean, to get ripped, all this stuff. And what they don't realize is that when you're cutting, your training sucks. Training isn't fun. Training sucks. You're tired. Fat loss is not fun. There's a reason so many obese people struggle with losing weight. Okay, fat loss is not a fun thing. Our bodies aren't wired for it. They don't like it. Okay, they don't like it. We are evolutionarily designed to, quite honestly, try to gain weight. And it's not because being overweight is healthy. It's because this is how we avoid dying during famines and ice ages and things. Okay, so there's a lot of feedback mechanisms in our body to where our body and our brain just do not like calorie deficits. They don't. And it's something he's experiencing, he's noticing, and again, it's something I've told him. But the thing is, I still think most novice lifters need to go through a serious bulk. They need to go through at least one serious bulk and one serious cut, because you really do need that serious weight gain, to build a base. You really do. And this is assuming if someone started skinny. Now, someone who didn't start skinny, they don't really have to go through that, do they? Right? Like, not a serious bulk. We can do little minor bulks. And I think that's kind of the thing that he realized, and a lot of my guys realize. I tell them, I'd like you guys to bulk as slowly as possible, to be honest. Don't get so hungry for your gains that you get sloppy. Take your time. A slow, steady weight gain will save you a lot of trouble having to cut later, unless you're trying to get super, super lean. In his case, he gained a little faster than light, but at other times he was like, I feel like I'm not gaining quick enough, And I think that's what people need to understand, it's that they see, people out there who have put in years and years and years of training, and they think that that's where they're supposed to be. They think that's where they're supposed to be, and they don't realize that, it's not always realistic for the average person. It might take you a decade to reach where that person is. You might never reach where that person is. Just be aware of those things, guys. But there's a reason I'm a fan of very slow bulks. I think for most people, they're going to be better. They don't have to cut. In his case, though, again, it's somewhat necessary. He bulked a little faster than light, but even then, he felt like his progress was slower than he would like. But that's the thing that I think everyone has to remember when it comes to progress. It's always going to be slower than you like. Everyone wants fast results at everything they do. Obviously, we all want fast results with anything. It's not just our training. We want fast results in everything. We want that bigger raise. We want to get better, faster at anything that we do. Start playing the guitar. We all would love to sound like the world's greatest guitarist after 1 year. Like, we would want to be ranked up there with the greats. We want to be able to play the songs of all of our favorite musicians who have made their livings and livelihoods and millions of dollars playing those songs. We want to be able to be at their skill level in a year or 2 years, right? Of course we do. We all also want to make $1 million per year at our normal 9 to 5. It's human nature. Of course we want it faster. It's not always how it works. Not how it works, is it? But in his case, he made good gains. Again, you guys saw in there, if you saw the missed deadlift, he hit a good deadlift and he hit a grinder that he missed. Again, the nature of cutting. And so someone had asked me before, in a comment, well, what body weight's he cutting to? He's not. He's cutting until he's comfortable with his body fat, and when he tells me he's had enough cutting, and he wants to go back to making gains, then our cut is over. I think people get these things mixed up, when they talk about reaching target body weights, exact numbers, and it's like that's for people who are competing and stuff. As for people who are competing at a high level, or their profession or something is tied to what they're doing, normal people don't need to think like that. They don't have to, just to be good at what you're doing. You can just cut till you say, okay, I'm now comfortable with my body fat, or I would rather go back to making gains. And that's it. It can be that simple. Okay? It's the same with your bulking. You can change your mind at any time on a bulk and say, you know what, I bulked long enough, I'm feeling a little sloppy. Maybe I want to cut down a little. Do you have a powerlifting meet coming in a weight class or something? If you do, that's different. But if you don't, it's not a big deal, as long as you aren't flip-flopping constantly. That's the main thing. Oh, look, I'm going to do a bunch of mini cuts. No, I mean, pick a course and stay on it for a while. All right? You're going to cut down lean enough to where you're going to be comfortable bulking again. If you're going to bulk long enough to see some real progress and to solidify it. Okay? That's really what you need to do. But, you don't have to have rigidly defined things other than those rules. Right? That's it. They don't have to be rigidly defined. A lot of my people, they aren't. We rigidly define it for people in weight classes. Yeah, that's different though. It's very, very different. It's a different ball game. But you guys kind of see what he does. It's his normal conjugate template. And I think in some of Lewis's vlogs, because he's not going to be really progressing much while cutting. His programming is very simple when we're cutting. And I'm just trying to hold on to what he has and to avoid overuse. A big part of what I'm doing is keeping his overuse risk as low as possible. I want to preserve muscle, keep his overuse low. I don't want him getting hurt because we are prone to injuries when cutting. Okay? So that's what we're doing. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.